Good morning. I am Dr. David Sharp, and I have the privilege and the honor of serving as the principal of Blue Valley Northwest High School. On behalf of our Northwest community, I welcome you to the commencement ceremony of the class of 2024, the 31st graduating class for Blue Valley Northwest High School. At this time, please stand, remove our hats as the junior members of our Blue Valley Northwest Choir sing the Star Spangled Banner under the direction of Beth Ritchie Sullivan and Jason Meyer. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you, Dr. Kirk, Mr. Strain, and our Blue Valley Northwest bands for performing while the students had entered the stadium this morning. Also, thank you to our vocalists leading us in our national anthem. This is a very special ceremony this morning. Coordinating an event like this takes many hours of planning and hard work. I want to thank Assistant Principal Kelsey Bacalar, Associate Principal Leah Vomhoff, Assistant Principal Debbie Katzfi, Administrative Assistants Diane Waldo, Jessica Tavelli, Jamie Berry, our senior class sponsor Chris Lanier, and everyone else for all their hard work in planning this fantastic event. Please join me in thanking those and the many others who contributed to this morning's ceremony. At this time, I'm honored to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Tanya Merrigan, who will introduce our Board of Education and distinguished guests on the platform today. Please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Dr. Merrigan.
Thank you, Dr. Sharp. It is my honor and privilege to serve as a superintendent of the Blue Valley School District and to be here today to welcome you to the graduation for Blue Valley Northwest Huskies. On the stage with me today is Mrs. Jody Dietz, Board of Education President, Mrs. Gina Knapp, Board of Education Vice President, Dr. Sonia Evans, Board of Education Member, Mr. Patrick Hurley, Board of Education Member, Mr. Jan Kessinger, Board of Education Member, Mr. Jim McMullen, Board of Education Member, Mr. Clay Norkey, Board of Education Member, former Board of Education members, Mrs. Katie Bowers, and former Board of Education member and current proud parent of a Blue Valley Northwest 2024 graduate, Mr. Tom Mitchell. Also on stage with me are Dr. Katie Collier, Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Kyle Hayden, Deputy Superintendent, and Dr. Judy Korb, Johnson County Community College Interim President, who will be awarding an associate degree today. Congratulations.
Members of the class of 2024, Board of Education members, school district officials, staff, members, family, and friends. It's an honor to be here today to share in this special celebration. This graduation represents the fulfillment of much hard work and effort by community, parents, relatives, peers, and many others. Students, we are incredibly proud of you and your accomplishments. Several seniors shared their thoughts and feelings through performances yesterday at Class Day. We are fortunate to have two more students from the class of 2024 sharing their talents and insights this morning. Our honorary Seeker speaker will be Student Body President Serafina Wambi. Serafina is the daughter of Chris and Joan Wambi. Next year, Serafina will attend Northwestern University and plans to major in neuroscience. Class of 2024, I give you Serafina.
Good morning, soon-to-be graduates, family members, friends, teachers, staff, and guests. First and foremost, I would like to thank God and my parents for both loving me unconditionally and helping me to get to this moment here today. But that's not what I'm here for today. Today, I would like to congratulate each member of the Blue Valley Northwest 2024 graduating class. You did it. You have endured so many unique challenges and setbacks to get to this moment, and we are so proud of you. Let's give a round of applause and a big thank you to our teachers and administrators. Thank you for helping cultivate a positive school environment for each and every one of us, and for being some of the best guides, mentors, and people. Lastly, and most importantly, let's give a huge round of applause to every parent in the audience. Thank you for constantly being our biggest cheerleaders, helping us when we fall down, and dealing with the emotional roller coaster that comes from living with a high school senior. Senior year. It all went by so fast, just like our parents said it would. From getting to know our classmates as boxes on Zoom, to our first high school assembly outside, for most of us, today marks the end of 12 long years of school. Today, we say goodbye to everything that was familiar, everything that was comfortable. We are moving on. In a few short months, we're expected to look back and say, this is the past, high school. For some that may be sad, for some that may be exciting, for some that may be scary, but either way, it is undeniable that we are closing a chapter of our lives that has shaped us into the young adults we are today. There is no denying that this goodbye is difficult, but as Winnie the Pooh said, how lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. As we prepare to go into the real world, I implore each and every one of you to remember that our youth isn't supposed to be the time when we figure everything out, or the time when we understand who we're supposed to be. Maybe instead, our youth is for making mistakes, taking multiple paths, saying the right and wrong things, and becoming acquainted with what brings us joy and robs us of our happiness. Because ultimately, that is what makes us human. That is how we learn, adapt, grow, and transform into our best selves. We might not know where we're headed, what we want to devote our lives to, or who we're supposed to be, but these years are for us to experience, to be here, and to ride the roller coaster of life. One day, we'll end up exactly where we're destined to be, however we get there, whenever we get there. Mother Teresa, who lived a life of struggle, service, and joy, once said, "Life is an opportunity. Benefit from it. Life is beauty. Admire it. Life is a dream. Realize it." So as we prepare to go off to new towns, meet new people, try new things, I hope that you never forget that the legacy of Blue Valley Northwest High School lives in each and every one of you. And I, along with every person sitting here today, are so excited to see what amazing things we all accomplish. Congratulations, Blue Valley Northwest class of 2024. We did it.
Thank you, Serafina. Next, we have an honorary senior musical performance by Magdalena Wynn. Magdalena is the daughter of Ty and Tracy Wynn and plans to attend Kansas City, Kansas Community College to study music. Today, Magdalena will perform When We Were Young by Adele.
Everybody loves the things we do, from the way we talk to the way we move. Everybody here is watching you, 'cause you feel like home. We're like a dream come true. But if by chance we're here alone, can we have a moment before we go? 'Cause we've been by ourselves all night long, hoping we're someone we used to know. We look like a movie, we still sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph us in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old. It made us feel restless. It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. We were so scared to face our fears, 'cause nobody told us that we'd be here. And I swear you moved overseas. That's what you said when you left me. We still look like a movie, we still sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph us in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old. It made us feel restless. It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. When we were young, when we were young, when we were young, when we were young. It's hard to admit that everything just takes us back to when we were there, when we were there. And part of me keeps holding on, just in case it hasn't gone. I guess we still care. Do we still care? It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. When we were young, when we were young. Let me photograph us in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized a song when we were young.
Thank you, Serafina and Magdalena. I would like to take a few moments to share some information about the outstanding faculty and staff at Blue Valley Northwest. As you can see, the faculty members are seated on either side of our candidates. Each faculty member is wearing academic regalia that identifies the highest degree in the institution or college to which they received their degree. At Blue Valley Northwest, there are 110 certified staff members. In addition, nearly 50 paras, aides, custodians, nurses, and administrative assistants make up our support staff. Blue Valley Northwest faculty and staff, will you please stand? Audience, please join me in thanking these professionals for a job well done. Thank you. As we gather here today to celebrate the achievements of the class of 2024, I find myself with mixed emotions. On the one hand, I feel a strong sense of pride and joy as I look out at our remarkable scholars who have worked tirelessly to reach this landmark occasion. On the other hand, I sadly realize that this marks the end of our journey together. To the graduating class of 2024, I want to express my sincerest gratitude, respect, and congratulations. Every one of you has demonstrated passion and purpose throughout your time here at Blue Valley Northwest High School. From early mornings spent in classrooms to late nights studying, you have shown an undeniable commitment to being a scholar at Blue Valley Northwest, and for that, each of you should be incredibly proud. But today, it's not just about the academic accomplishments. It's also about the connections that you made, the experiences that you've gained, and the personal growth that you've demonstrated. As you prepare to embark on the next chapter of your life, I encourage you to carry these memories with you and let them guide you as you navigate opportunities and challenges you will face in the future. As your principal, it's been an honor to walk alongside you. Your amazing disposition, creativity, and determined to make a difference have inspired myself, our faculty, and the entire Husky community. While it saddens us to say goodbye, we are tremendously excited about the bright futures that wait all of you. Before I conclude, I want to thank our parents, families, friends, teachers, staff, and everyone else for supporting these graduates every step of the way. Your guidance, encouragement, and belief in their potential have played a critical role in their success, and for that, we all are extremely grateful. Congratulations, graduates. Over the past 4 years, I hope you've discovered your passion, developed your purpose, and taken pride in the accomplishments that you have at Blue Valley Northwest High School. On behalf of our entire faculty and community, we all wish you the best in your future endeavors. We are now ready to begin our commencement exercise and allow each graduate to shine. Parents and all other guests, I'm going to ask that you take seriously the class of 2024's request that you do not applaud, yell, or make noise during the reading of each graduate's name. Instead, let's honor the entire class by waiting until the end to give them a collective round of applause. The class of 2024 has selected 8 faculty members to read our graduates' names: Mr. Arbucci, Ms. Deffer, Ms. Pearson, Ms. Golden, Ms. Kinkler, Mr. McCrossan, Mr. Peterson, and Ms. Potter. We'll read the names this morning. Blue Valley Northwest is honored to be able to recognize 2 students who are graduating high school this morning while also completing their requirements through Johnson County Community College to earn their associate degree. These students have been enrolled in Johnson County Community College for the past 4 semesters, earning credit towards their high school diploma and associate degree. These students have all completed a minimum of 60 hours of college credit. The Career Ready program through which these students have accomplished this was initiated 3 years ago and the following two students are just the second group in Blue Valley to earn this recognition. Will these two students please stand and remain standing as I read your names? Apuna Gonzalez and Lenoy Cachette. Dr. Judy Korb, interim president of Johnson County Community College, is here today to recognize these students as they walk across the stage and receive their high school diplomas. Dr. Korb will also present each of them with their associate's degree. Congratulations to these two students on this accomplishment. Blue Valley Northwest is very proud of you and the hard work put into each of you, earning your high school diploma and your associate's degree. Would the rest of the graduating class of 2024 please stand? Blue Valley Northwest High School faculty and administration recommend each of you for graduation. You have completed the requirements for the high school diploma as set forth by the state of Kansas, the Department of Education, and the Blue Valley Unified School District Board of Education. On behalf of the Blue Valley School District members of the Board of Education and Board President Ms. Jody Dietz, I am pleased to present the Blue Valley Northwest High School class of 2024 to receive their diplomas. Would the first row please come forward to the stage? The rest of the class may be seated.
The cards.
Graduates, as you profess forward, just reminder, make sure you pick up your cards and bring them with you.
Anirudh Atipamula. Dennis Abraham. Nahide Borja Achikas. Marin Isabella Adams. Elizabeth Catherine Addison. Mason Matthew Adelman. Prajwal Raj Adhikari. Nikhil Aedma. Thomas Garrett Albers. Jaden Michael Alexander. Toby James Alfred. Diani Anand. Navya Anam. Femka Ban. Spencer Zachary Benegas. Christopher Stephen Banyas. Maxwell Allen Barnes. Emma Kathleen Bartholomew. Paisley Laura Bartholomew. Pranathi Basnet. Carter William Beach. Sarah Bell. Camila Bermudez Indriago. Zoish, Tehempton, Bugwogger. Ryan, Austin, Blazer. Micah, Bockelman. Nicholas Lee Bogle. Drew Elizabeth Bowen. Kaya Elizabeth Bray. Tristan Lee Brazil. Mallory Elizabeth Brown. Kyle James Bryant. Grant Morrow Buckley. Dimitri Michael Buller. Lauren Ray Burbach. Tyson Malik Burnett. Rajay Charlie Burns. Avery K. Burr. Ella Elizabeth Burvey. Braden Michael Carey. Braden Brady James Carmichael. Nils Keith Casey. Gabriel Arturo Santino Perez.
Windsor Claire Lealoha Chapin. Ibrahim Chowdhury. Rayan Ahmed Chowdhury. Jessica Chang. Sheldon Michael Cherilis. Elizabeth Ann Raret Choquette. Casey Clark. Zeev Cohen. Lucille Ann Cole. Kevin Allen Colrick. Tadden Howard Cook. Alexandria Monroe Cowdery. Ethan Michael Crabb. Joshua Cole Crenshaw. Lauren Jessica Kroom. Alexander Thomas Cross. Avion Mesa Cruz. Leo John Cruz. Davis Blaine Cully. Dylan Cash Cutler. Long Dewey Dang. Madeline Thuit Mai Dang. Rayvon Delan Darks. Alexander Michael Davis. Isabel Paige DeBuell. Benjamin Lance Deerdorf. Heidi Elizabeth Deerdorf. Anusha Danaraj. Jack Holden Dial. Chloe Lynn Dilbeck. Grant Michael Dillon. Ella Marin Dirks. Lainey Yvonne Douglas. Dylan Davis Dragoo. Daniela Duran. Luke Ryan Ely. Joshua Cameron Ellis. Joshua William Ellis. Daniel Andre Evelyn Grijalva. Hannah Marie Farrington. Kennedy Paige Fenley.
Grace Ann Ferguson. Lainey Rachel Fetters. Lillian Mary Flood. Andrew Ray Fowler. Candace Renee Fowler. Amelia Colette Freemanis. Jacob William Fritz. Mia Ray Gadsden. Alyssa Danielle Gagnon. Ronan John Gander. Melissa Jade Gow. Jasmine Naomi Garcia. Claire Helena Geralds. Elliot Jacob Gasser. Grayson Ty Gladfelter. Apuna Carmelita Gonzalez. Jalen Gordon. Gugan Gouda. Siri B. Gouda. Drew Joseph Graysick. Sylvia Grantefrante. Garrett Robert Griffiths. Charlotte Catherine Grismore. Elise Catherine Grostidier. Josie Leanne Grostidier. Gracie Guzman. Haranch Singh Gunagni. Bora Izette Gangour. Garrett Meyer Hayden. Lucian Gabriel Hahn. Peter Isaac Hale. Emma Claire Charlotte Hamera. Ryan Claire Hamilton. Grayson Logan Haney. Jonathan Michael Hansen. Matthew Allen Hansen. Maeve Thudai Harsh. Anna Lee Hartley. Blaine Alexander Hastings. Hannah Lee Hatton. Joseph William Heidemann. Emma Rose Hendricks. Hade Aaron Henry. Emerson Lynn Adas.
Gavin Paul Hoffman. Logan Aaron Holthouse. Eli Joseph Hoskins. Leo Gabriel Hovey. Dax Keaton Howard. Charlotte Louise Hoyt. Grace Dami Huang. Dane Owen Irwin. Artine Janamian. Holden Christopher Jayram. Jenya Jithish. Josephine Ann Johnson. Michael Jeffrey Johnson. Corey Lee Jones. Lexington Jones. Vincent Matthew Jordan. Gabriella Dixon Jordanova. Kinshuk Naveen Kadian. Colin Matthew Kamasek. Ashika Omkari Kanika Dandila. Nemo Karani. Krisha Kare. Elton Kiplamo Kemboy. Lenoy Kishette. Yaren Lois Kim. Owen Thaddeus Kingston. Mackenzie Aiden Curlew. Landon Lawrence Kleffner. Jackson Dean Klein. Buys Click. Brett Edward Knutson. Anderson Sean Kono. Arya Kiva Kosilu. Shreyas Krishnan. Rahul Kumar. Shivam Kumar. Addison Kate Laddish. Sophia K. Lage. Lauren Elizabeth Larigan. Amaya Danielle Lynette Lasky. Harper Karis Nagel Lada. Tyler James Laban. Tierney Junjunwala Leathers. Brayson Lee.
Jacqueline Pei-Un Lee. Lauren Tahi Lee. Kevin Kaiwen Lee. Cyrus Lin. Tindra Ingrid Alicia Lind. Jennifer Faya Liu. Nathaniel Edwin Livingston. Taylor Sue Lockmiller. Raven McKenna Liu. Josie May Laparco. Olivia Catherine Lowry. Carter Simon Malone. Jasmine Mamadova. Osaid Isa Mamnoon. Charles James Marcy. Lindsay K. Marish. Chase Ellis Martin. Olivia Francine Mastenbrook. Ava Marie Masterson. Colin Michael Mateo. Joseph Everett Mattioni. Thomas James McBride. Langston Daniel McLean. Robert Vaughn McGinnis. Sam D. McKeever. Brianna Aaron Scott McMahon. Cole Patrick McMillan. Cole Patrick McMillan. There we go. Mikhail Andreas Merchant. Henry Benjamin Merkel. Ava Reese Miller. Macy Ray Miller. Zachary Dwayne Miller. Gabrielle Grace Millsap. Catherine Elizabeth Mitchell. Thomas Randolph Mitchell IV. Javaria Sadaf Muhammad. Kevin Duffy Moore. Roy Wambu Muchori. Mikhail Muldrow.
Wania Munir. Kayla Mwende Mutisia. Ilsa Nadim. Jacob Paul Nelson. Emery Lynn Nestor. Gabriella Victoria Newbound. Anjin Wen. Magdalena Answan Wen. Michelle Nee. Ava Jeanette Nichols. Remy Kate Nuss. Brett Daniel Oakes. Salvador Ocheguera. Aiden David Oliver. Jackson Lewis Oliver. Katie Marie Olson. Jordan Oyang. Natalie Gretchen Ovington. Olivia Michelle Osman. Sophia Stefania Paduano. Siddharth Saras Pandarapalli. Manuel Antonio Paredes. Balash Padel. Keith Elias Pearson. Cody F. Pang. Sarayu Pentapati, excuse me. Wilson Stewart Pepple. Emily Yvonne Peterson. Leonardo Andres Perella. Peyton Grace Porter. Srinivas Prasad. Allison Paige Puffett. Lovey D. Pulliam. Taylor Blair Quinn. Amara Aliyah Qureshi. Zareb Rahman. Jesse Dean Rado. Arnesh Rajan. Hannah Kathleen Ricolta. Clayton Melvin Ransom. Natalie Mackenzie Ray. Mahathi Reddy. Adair Joy Reese.
Prince Regme. Hudson Reed. Curtis Replow. Owen Richardson. Melvin Ridley. Ryan Matthew Ringsdorf. Rylan Robb. Avian Astu Rogers. Kate Morgan Rooney. 7. Gabriel Merrick Roper. Rowan Philip Ryan. Sorry. Okay. Logan Alexander Sadoff. Christian David Sack. Caitlin Renee Sample. Daria Sandomirsky. Jacob Daniel Santee. Elena Santelli. Weston Charles Shaw. Grace Lillian Schluter. Say it. Sailor Ryan Schultz. All right, thank you. Brendan Matthew Schwarting. I wasn't following you, sir. J. Joseph Severson. Andrew James Shiroki. Isabella Rose Shepker. Tyson Cole, just kidding. Tyson Cole Sherrick. Samith Ravi Shishapa. Liam Joseph Shetterly. Avery Amy Sig. Pratik Kumar Singh. Sydney K. Skelton. Addison Page Smith. Anna Pauline Smith. Ava Jaden Smith. Gavin Michael Smith. Logan Jeffrey Smith. Squire Boone Smith. Sterling Carlton Smith. That's fine. Thank you. Hi, Rowan. How are you? Rowan's a baby. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you. I'm just teasing. They can't find your diploma. They can't find your diploma. Right? Tamia Renee Smith. Rawan Musa Sobeidi. Arthur Lyle Soper. Parker Allen Sorensen. Luke James Stevens. Iris Fiona Sullivan.
Dasha Sunai Ratanaporn. Charles Alex Sweeney. Sandra Nicole Thoreau. Ty Jeffrey Tebben. Guna Shrieker Thadapelli. Ty Jeffrey Thielen. Caitlin Ariel Thomas. Tyler Brandon Thomas. Taylor Francis Thompson. Elise Jewel Thurlby. Vivian Elizabeth Trower. Atisha Regini Ugale. Jennifer Valenti. Abigail Sierra Valadares. Lila Elizabeth Van Crum. Gabriela Valentina Velasquez Aravello. Dara Elisama Villaverde Reyes. Keaton John Vogelsberg. Delaney Marie Bosson. Deanna Claire Waller. Samuel Colton Waller. Serafina Emanuela Kiese Wambi. Megan Wong. Haley Sophia Ward. Anjali Karena Watson. Penelope Quinn Watson. Zachary Ian Webb. Cadence Ursula Welges. Tyler Evan Wells. Nicholas Bernard Westerhouse. Christopher Terrell White. Patrick Michael White. Roxy Elston White. Jared Stephen Williams. Trey Matthew Williams. Easton Benjamin Wilson. Macy Drew Wilson. Logan Veronica Whitrock. Allison Emily Wolf. Reese Camille Wooten. Curtis Young.
Have a card for the next one. Yep, Bobby. Read Bobby.
Bobby Mitchell Yuan. Ethan Zhang. Ala Zitoun. Dennis Zolchich.
Before we conclude this morning, I want to remind our family members that our graduates will recess out the stadium once the ceremony ends. We ask that families remain in the stands during the recessional. Once the graduates are out, families can meet their graduates in the parking lot. Class of 2024, as a symbol of your graduation, you may now move your tassel from the right side to the left. Now, would you please find your family and turn and face them? Please stand. Northwest families, it is my pleasure and honor to introduce the Blue Valley Northwest graduating class of 2024. This concludes our graduation ceremony this morning. Thank you. Will the last row please stand and begin the recession out of the stadium? Thank you for directing traffic back there.